Oh, we are live. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I'm Maureen Taylor, the photo detective, and this is my second live of the week. And it's a busy week because Roots Tech starts tomorrow. And actually tonight, the vendor booths open virtual. My guest today is Rick Voigt of Vivipix software, and this is earth-shaking. I'm telling you, he has big news for everyone. And I get the scoop first. So thank you so much for that, Rick. I've never been actually first on a scoop before.
Maureen, you're a big part of it. It had to scoop with you.
I use Vivipix every day. So it's no secret that I love these new photo tools. But if you have any questions for Rick, as we go through this presentation, let me know. This is big news. There's lots of things happening with Vivipix Restore. Rick swore me to secrecy a few weeks ago, and I said, let's do a Facebook Live right before Roots Tech and see if we can get some buzz for you. So Rick, do you have anything you want to say before I load that short slide presentation?
Maureen, thanks for having me, and thanks for everybody who's joining. Looking forward to a fabulous Roots Tech week, and let us share some cool new things.
I know, I can't wait to hear about all of this. I only heard a little bit, just a little bit.
Well, I have to have some anticipation for you too.
Yeah, you do. You have to keep it a secret. You know, everybody's like, we're going to tell you something that's going on, but you can't tell anyone. It's embargoed. And I'm like, all right, bring it on. I got like everything up here is embargoed at the moment. There's a lot of stuff coming, folks. If you're going to Roots Tech, watch your inbox because there is news from just about every company that I have any relationship with. Rick, I can't even tell you. So there's a lot of stuff coming down the pike. All right, I'm going to share the slides. We're going to make sure it all goes well. And I have links to drop in there as we go. Application window. Oh, and I just want to say one personal thing. If you are on my newsletter list, and you should be on my newsletter list because you're the first people to find out about all of this stuff, today was another bonus episode of the podcast because I couldn't keep it to myself. Today it's Rob Gibson, who actually makes tintypes for the movies and TV. So like the movie Harriet, he went and took all these pictures of the cast all dressed up in their outfits for the movie. And then they used his tintypes in the movie like they were actual historical tintypes. And he travels around on a motorcycle with a sidecar. So take a listen. I think you're going to like it. I really enjoyed doing the interview. And then last week's bonus episode was a guy who works in a recycling center in Shetland, Scotland. And he found 2 bags of slides and it's gone around the world. It's pretty cool. But anyway, let's get back to Rick. And by the way, subscribe to my YouTube channel because this streams both places. You can watch it there later. All right, Rick, you're driving. I'm driving. You're talking.
You're driving. I'm speaking.
Yeah, exactly. I'm driving.
Sounds good. So Vivid-Pix, been around coming up on 9 years, which is really pretty cool. We started off improving underwater photos, and the market asked if we had ever thought about improving old faded photos. So the image here of the baby is an illustration of exactly what Restore does. So we analyze an image and we adjust color, contrast, lightness, and sharpness all at once. So literally, you click the mouse, we do the rest. And this was one of our customers that they shared it with us, and we were blown away on how nice it brought this picture forward. And then a number of years ago, actually coming out of Roots Tech, Allen County Public Library identified that the software was working quite well on documents. And so this is an example of a 1785 document that is quite faded and molded, and the algorithm to improve documents is actually able to see through all of that. And you're able to now read all of that great information. And our software, of course, has lots of metadata features where you're able to add that text into the image file so that you're able to just search and things. That's not something I'm going to get into today, but a quick overview on our software. Beep. Next slide.
Well, I just want to say today, I made that 3 tools to see your family photographs more clearly. Remember that webinar I did a few months ago?
I do.
So I edited it. It is now on my website. So if anyone has not seen it or they want to see it again, I'm offering it on the site, and you can sign up, get a ticket, and it'll go in your account. You can watch it over and over. So that, Rick, it covers a lot of other features having to do with Vivipix Restore. So that's ready to go. That's my Roots Tech announcement, small though it may be. All right, ready for the next slide?
I am. So the software is literally as easy as selecting one or more images up in the top left, and then we give you a 9-up screen. So the software feels that the first image is best, and then we ring it with various contrast and lightness. You pick the one that looks best to you, and then you can save, and we have easy sliders to fine tune as well. And it works on color, black and white, and sepia images, as well as records, letters, and documents. And again, I'm a photo guy, so have been for 36 years this year. And so, but documents are so important to our family history and our genealogy. So we created this algorithm to be able to improve documents. We've got functionality in order to be able to, now that you can read it, enter transcription directly into the metadata of the file, and then of course do the search things. So it is patented. We Vivipix have 2 full software patents. Randy, my business partner, I always like.
Sorry about that. Oops.
No worries. Randy, my business partner, I always like saying is the smart one, because he is. He literally is one of the best image scientists in the world, holds over 150 patents in color and image science with Kodak. And as I just mentioned, we Vivid-Pix have 2. And then we do meet international standards for XF and IPTC. The information that we put in is available to you after you save it into your fixed pick. And lots of people like it, including Maureen Taylor there.
I do. I use it all the time. So we actually have a question for you right away, Rick, which is, do you know the system requirements to use Vivipix on a Mac desktop?
I do. 10.6 and up.
Okay, great. Works with Big Sur?
Works with Big Sur.
Perfect.
Okay, so the first big announcement, we sent this out last week, that we acquired Reunions magazine. And Maureen is actually the person who started this odyssey. Last summer, we put together with Memory Web and Maureen and Edith Wagner from Reunions magazine information, so that as people were having to hold reunions apart as opposed to in person due to COVID. Great seminar that Maureen has created, and the spark was ignited to be able to say, well, reunions are a time when people get together in order to reminisce. So, you know, family reunions get together, and young and old are able to get together and talk about the past. Military reunions, class reunions, and these are times that it's nice to be able to remember the past and also to make new memories. So Edith and I, or we, Vivipix, were able to reach an agreement, and we acquired Reunions magazine and announced that last week. So I think, Maureen, you've got the website open.
Yeah, it's actually, I can't share the website, but I have it. It's in the link. It's in the chat. They can link on it themselves. It is a gorgeous page. I'd have to stop sharing this and share the other. I can't share both simultaneously, Rick. But I will say that, you know, Edith and I and Nancy Desmond did a course called Virtual, like how to plan a family reunion, virtual or in person. And Edith, I've wrote for Edith for years for Reunions magazine. I think we've known each other. I won't even talk about how long we've known each other. And we only met once in all of that time. But she's one of my favorite people. And she was saying that she wanted to retire. What was she going to do? She didn't want her baby reunions to go away. And I happened to have this sort of off-the-cuff conversation with Rick saying, oh, I'm so sad. I don't want Reunions magazine to go away. And he was like, let me think on that for a minute. And here we are.
So thank you again for the introduction. It was
awesome.
Really, really neat. So go out to reunionsmag.com sometime, please, everyone who's listening, watching. Not right now, because we have more good things to share.
Exactly. One more question for you, though, about Vivipix, which is, what does the suffix -ful and shr after processing mean?
Yep. So we never affect the original. So let's say that the image was 123 JPEG or TIFF. We add the suffix vivid, and then we also create an additional line to the suffix of FUL, which is the full resolution improved image. And then we reduce the resolution in order to be able to have a sharing sized file. And that allows it much more ease of being able to email and post into social media. Obviously, a number of the different sites, the genealogical sites, will accept images up into the cloud. They want you to, we want you to, and they compress those. So this allows those smaller images to be properly reduced in size that meets their standards.
Next slide.
Please. Well, one thing on reunions. So we actually posted last night the new magazine. So our March edition, which is the first edition that has come out in the last year and a half. So that is now up on the site. And one thing on the company, which is so cool, we have 30 years of content. So Reunions Magazine has been around for 30 years. We have 30 years of content in order to be able to just make and keep refreshing the website and the magazine in order to make it be really, really helpful to folks.
So this will be an e-magazine. An e-magazine, right? It's an e-site.
Yep, it's an e-magazine. Thank you for asking. It's an e-magazine that's fully active. So we have embedded videos inside, so videos play directly inside of it. We have links out for instance, advertisers and the like that want to be able to send you out to their information. So it's a very interactive e-magazine. Yeah.
So here we go. Here's the big news.
So here are the two new big news.
This is even bigger than Reunions Magazine.
So I liked how Family Search Roots Tech called this Connect, because especially in this year that we have not been able to connect in all the same ways. So what we've done is we've been on this journey of adding more and more education to our website. So on the next slide, you'll see that as being vividpix.com/education, and we're creating two new series of education on our website. So the first one is Family History Series for families and family historians. So many people are new to family history, but they've always been, quote, chief memory officers of the household. They were the ones that took the pictures. They were the ones that ordered double prints. They were the ones that after a soccer game, they took one of those double prints and gave one to somebody else who was at the event. They're the ones that did the scrapbooking and all those things. So creating a whole new series of content in order to help people do more with their images. And then the second thing is on librarians. So ALA, the American Library Association, is they are the largest library organization in the United States. It's estimated there are a little over 116,000 libraries. That's an ALA number in the United States. So by working with friends, we ended up creating a 12-session course with experts in genealogy and libraries in order to train our nation's librarians, because a lot of librarians, they may have a master's in library science, but they may not know genealogy. So we created the coursework in order to train and to help our libraries and librarians. So this one you get to see literally behind the scenes. You can imagine the amount of work that goes into preparing for Roots Tech. So right now, the last 3 elements are being added to our website at vividpix.com/education, where on the left, we have instructional videos on how to use Zoom and how to gather traditions during the time that you're interacting in Zoom. And then we have a host of different things under the section of gathering traditions, whether it be reunions or how to Zoom, family activities, reminisce, which I'll get into a little bit more in a moment. And then you have to have a miscellaneous column. Genealogy education. So I just explained, for instance, librarian and library classes. And Drew Smith is kicked that off and was one of the core components of us putting together the program on the road again. So a lot of people don't know, but I travel a lot, and I'm very safe when I travel in today's day and age, but I have a conversion van. So I love taking pictures and photographs of, beautiful places that I go to, and I meet with some really, really cool stuff. Places and people. So we're going to have this live button to keep you aware. Tips and tricks. So whether it be how to scan, whether that be to use our software, whether it be any number of things. We have roughly 40 classes that we have recorded that are available for a 30-day $1.99 rental. So all of those are posted in this section. And again, miscellaneous. Laura Hedgecock is a wonderful person who's very good at helping people write. And writing can be difficult, especially when you're doing genealogy, family history. So that's a big part of the new education that we're providing to help you tell your story. The first button there on the right in blue. Create keepsakes. So for the major holidays, we Vivipix, we create different ways for you to do Valentine's Day cards or Mother's Day cards or Father's Day cards or graduation or holiday cards. And so we're going to continue to build out this area of creating keepsakes. And all of these, of course, utilize our software, but we're also designing them to use your home computer and your home printer so that you're able to do these things for free. Organize, scan, store. Maureen actually has a nice little segment in this section in order to help you get into organization. Of course, once you get into organization, you might want one of her deeper classes. Photographing underwater is a real challenge. And again, that's where we started as a company. So two of the best underwater photographers in the world, Kathy Church is someone I've literally known for over 20 years. And she literally wrote the book on underwater photography, 5 of them, and was writing these roughly 50 years ago. So Kathy has articles in this underwater photography area. And then Marty Snyderman writes for many, many publications, keeps his time in between the Philippines and San Diego. So he's got a number of articles. And then, of course, education on how to use our software. So this is a pretty robust area in order to help people and institutions to become educated on. If you just like taking pictures and sharing them and doing something with it, information for you. If you're interested in family history and going a little bit deeper and creating more of the stories that you find in your genealogical search, information for you. And if you're in, true full-blown genealogy, information as well. Next slide.
If you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to make a pitch for that class that I put up.
Sure.
If you are wondering how Vivipix compares to MyHeritage, well, guess what? It's like the Coke Pepsi challenge. I've done a class and you can watch it. It tells you all about the inside scoop.
Yeah. And, that's a really good thing to bring out. Some people say, Rick, is that competitive to you? And in some regards, yeah, of course it is. But in other regards, it's really not. MyHeritage does a very nice job of colorizing images. And they also have this photo enhancement feature now, which does a very nice job. What we've done with Restore is we are able to analyze an image, and we literally can, think about all those red faded photos, prints, and we're able to identify, and this is part of our patent, where the red has become more prevalent in an image. And we're able to create recolor balancing of that information, not through machine learning, but through true image science, in order to be able to put those images back into color balance. And then similarly with contrast. So contrast is a big part of photo, but it's also contrast and lightness is a big part of the fade that occurs with documents, where the paper, the media changes, as well as the ink or pencil or type, that changes as well. So our image science is really taking a color image science approach to improving all of these things. And the more that people use photos, the better.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next slide.
So this one's really important. So we as people who are interested in family history, genealogy, the majority of us are over the age of 55. There are younger people, of course, and we want everyone involved in this hobby. The majority are over the age 55. And what's interesting about that is over 20% of those in the United States over age 55 have the chance of some mental problem. And problem is probably not the right term for it, but whether it be loneliness, whether it be isolation issues, whether it be early onset of dementia or Alzheimer's, and it is a public health imperative that we solve these things and help our population deal with age better. And there's some neat things about the brain. We all hear that it's a muscle that needs exercise. It's an organ that needs exercise. And the more things that we do today to keep active is going to help postpone the early onset of some of these problems. So by doing things like family history, it actually exercises your brain, because you're having to investigate. You're having to learn new technologies like searching on the internet or using software or scanning. And then also reminiscence therapy. There have been some good studies, but not many good studies that have helped people understand the way that photos can be used in order to reduce anxiety, because we feel better when we look at photos. It reduces anxiety. My mom is an example. She's 89 years old, and she can remember 50 years ago a whole lot better than she can remember 5 minutes ago. And that causes anxiety. So to be able to use research to understand the ways that we're able to help our older population, that is exactly what we are announcing of both primary research, academic research, business research, in order to be able to create business models, in order to make the right things happen for all of us and for those that we love. So in conclusion, again, we've been around for 9 years. Vivid-Pix been around for 9 years. I've been involved in technology for a really long time, to put an exclamation point on that. So my last job with Kodak was Vice President, National Sales Manager for any printed picture in America. So responsible for a $1.5 billion a year industry. I've dealt with a lot of tech at Kodak, and then I spent 5 years with HP spinning up a division. And there are times when your tech is not ready to launch. So the top image here on the go is, you can expect that Vivipix will be coming out with a mobile app. You will also expect that we understand some very unique things that are available to be done within mobile. So stay tuned, more information. Secondly, in the home. So we've created software that can work with any digital image, whether it be an all-in-one printer, or whether that be something you download from the internet, or send away and have those digital images created. And then in the libraries, I mentioned before the education that we've created. We have a business partner, TBS, Today's Business Solutions, and they have a very large market share within our nation's public libraries, universities, and the like. So our software is actually available in many libraries. For instance, any library in Los Angeles, any library, public library in Los Angeles, any library in Chicago, New York, Northwestern University, Allen County Public Library, Clayton Public Library in Houston. I mean, I can go on and on. And this solution is inside those libraries because they see the value of the solutions we provide. Our software is designed to be simple and affordable. Our regular price is $50. You're able to install it on 2 computers. We provide free updates. It's really powerful software. And oh, by the way, you don't need to be subscribed to any other service in order to be able to get their image improvement. Video and written education helps you do more. So all of this education we provide as a service because we want people to be able to do more with their photos, with their family history, with their genealogy. So as announced today, we're just going to continue to build. There is just a plethora of free information up on our website. So thank you for your time. Please let me know if there are any more questions.
We have one question about moving Vivipix from their old to their new laptop.
Yep. Very easy to do. So either go to our website, and on the right-hand side, you'll see support. Click on support, and I think it's contact us, and send a note over to Cindy, and she'll get right back to you with details. That is also support@vivid-pix.com. We keep track if people are gaming us, but we understand that people change computers, that hard drives crash. So we are, very, very easy to deal with along those lines. Cindy can get you set right up.
I love Cindy.
Cindy's a sweetheart.
She's a sweetheart. Yeah, you write to me. You can't get through for some reason. Cindy gets right back to you. She's awesome. Any questions for Rick about any of the things that we've gone over? I'm going to stop sharing my screen, Rick, and then try to share a couple of the tab for reunions.
Sweet.
Let me stop that share. Share the screen. Application window, Chrome tab. Can you see that?
I can. So most important, thank you. Most important things first. So you see that little Mickey Mouse picture up there at the top? That's a family photo of Megumi, my daughter, when she was probably 3. So those memories are wonderful. The main video here, the Jorgensens, when I saw this video, please watch it. It's short. It's a couple minutes long. It instills every value that I think I would ever want to hear in one short video. It's families getting together. It's kids being cared for by aunts and uncles and multiple generations. It's people having fun on talent show night. So watch it. It's really, really nice. Up in the top right-hand corner, this is where I mentioned that the new edition is available. It's live. Yep. And so this will show the interactivity of the edition itself. So if you scroll that slightly to be able to go full screen. So yep. And down in the bottom right corner, your other right. And so an example. So by clicking an ad, so this is a Vivipix store ad, of course, a video will play inside. We've got education on how to do, of course, the reunions. Next page. We have lots of different use cases, for lack of a better word, on how people have thrown their reunions. We have education of how to plan for all the pre, during, and post. So pre, how do you plan for? How do you pay for? How do you do different things to prepare for it? Who's that on the right?
I know. Oops. There I am.
And great classes that are available. So all kinds of different information. So it's really, again, Reunions Magazine is all about information on being able to get together and share some lovely times together.
Yeah, and this is interactive. So as I'm scrolling over some of these items, you can click through and watch a little video, which is nice. That's really nice, Rick.
Thank you. Good team. Great team.
Yeah. So any other questions for Rick before we wrap it up? I'm going to do my shtick and say, just again, please sign up for my newsletter. If you like these, you'll be first to find out about my new classes. And I do have a new class in March. You'll be hearing about it if you're on the newsletter list. There is another bonus episode of the podcast today. It's Rob Gibson, who takes tintypes for the movies and television. If you're watching a historical drama and you see a tintype, Rob Gibson might have taken it. It's pretty cool. He travels around with a sidecar and a motorcycle. And then last week's bonus episode was Shetland, the guy from the Shetland Islands. If you can't get out and travel anywhere, listen to his lovely voice and you'll be carried to the Shetland Islands. It's a great interview. The most popular episode I think I've ever done. Kathy asks, is there a subscription fee for reunions?
There is not. It's free.
Free? Is it really free?
It really is.
Oh, what a deal. What a deal. That's awesome. Any other questions for Rick before we wrap it up? Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please, I'm trying to get to 1,000 people. I'm close. I'm so close. You could be the one that puts us over the edge. So close.
I did. I'm a part. Come on.
Thank
team. Let's push
thank you.
over 1,000.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, thanks so much. I love doing these pop-up newsy items, Ask the Expert, breaking news, and the cost for Vivipix. Rick, are you running a? $50. You're running $50, $49.99. You can buy it on MaureenTaylor.com. I offer it in my
Roots
store.
Tech Special is $39.99.
Oh well.
Yep.
I can't do that because you're running the sale. Anyway, so thank you all very much. Check out the class on the comparison, the Coke Pepsi challenge, and I run you through all the different types of images. It is pretty cool what these tools can do. So it's worth checking it out. Oh, look, somebody's saying they had their 95th Eck-Off reunion on Zoom in August. Wow, that's pretty cool.
95th what reunion? 94th
reunion,
what reunion?
The family Eck-Off.
The family? The family?
Yes,
Gosh,
you got to get them in the magazine.
Come, please. So we've got on reunionsmag.com. Please do submit information. And the email address is editor@reunionsmag.com. So we would love, 95. That's a lovely thing. I would look forward to making sure that we cover that.
And you know what? I think it might make a good podcast episode. I'm sure you got photographs. I'd love to talk with you as well. So email me too at photodetective@MaureenTaylor.com. And with that, we're going to sign off for the day. Thank you all very much for watching and listening.
See y'all.